It's Tuesday, the 2nd of December 2025. Welcome to the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed, where we give you the top 5 business stories you need to know in just 5 minutes. I'm Michael Thompson, and good morning, Sean Aylmer.
Good morning, Michael.
Sean, 5 stories, 5 minutes. Let's go. With story number 1, the federal government will create an independent agency to manage defence projects in what it's described as the biggest overhaul of the department in half a century.
In effect, the Department of Defence will be downsized considerably, losing about 40% of its budget, 1/4 of its employees, and responsibility for delivering major defence projects. 3 existing divisions of defence will shift into a newly created Defence Delivery Agency, operational from the middle of next year, independent from July 2027. There's been a bunch of reviews about this and the idea of an independent project management agency for defence. It is coming to fruition. Yesterday, acting PM and Defence Minister Richard Marles, he's acting, of course, because Albo's on his honeymoon. Marles said the changes will greatly improve the quality of the defence spend. He said it was one of the biggest changes to the defence ever. It also will theoretically provide better oversight on the defence budget, which is worth $56 billion at the moment, scheduled to get to about $100 billion by 2034.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of money, but Australia's defence budget as a percent of GDP is relatively small, isn't it?
Yes, even after the boost in spending over the next 8 years or so, it will still be well short of what Donald Trump reckons regional allies should spend. That's 3.5% of GDP. Mind you, Trump reckons that the European allies should spend 5% of GDP. Undoubtedly, there's been a surge in defence-related spending recently around the globe. Sometimes that includes infrastructure as well. Just before we leave this topic, Richard Marles yesterday said that Australia is monitoring a naval flotilla that's travelling through the Philippine Sea, north of PNG, with an unknown destination. The government's keeping a close watch on it. Now, of course, in February this year, a Chinese fleet circumnavigated Australia, an act not considered friendly by Canberra.
On to story number 2 now, Sean, and Australia's medicines regulator has issued a safety warning over the risk of suicidal thoughts and behaviour linked to drugs known as GLP-1 receptor agonists, including Ozempic.
The Therapeutic Goods Administration also said a link between some GLP drugs and reduced effectiveness of oral contraception could not be ruled out. In a safety alert issued yesterday, the TGA said it had updated warnings for the high-profile drugs used to treat type 2 diabetes and obesity, so that's Ozempic, Wegovy, Saxenda, Trulicity and Mounjaro. The alert read, patients taking these medicines should tell their health professional if they are experiencing new or worsening depression, suicidal thoughts, or any unusual changes in mood or behaviour, end quote. The GLP-1 drugs have a short track record. Some medical professionals have warned of unknown longer-term side effects.
Story number 3, the ASX suffered an outage yesterday morning that meant around 80 companies couldn't put out announcements, which frustrated companies and investors alike.
The incident occurred just before 9 a.m, lasted about 3 hours. Now, shares did start trading without any hiccups. It's just that they couldn't trade on information because the announcements weren't there. Metcash, the grocery wholesaler, was forced to place its shares into a trading halt after being unable to release a presentation dealing its first half results. It's been a tumultuous few years at ASX Limited, from a failed upgrade of its settlement systems to a damaging trading settlements outage. It also, at one point, it released information on TPG, the company, which was actually about TPG Capital Asia, the private equity group. It's had some major stuff-ups.
Yeah, indeed. Story number 4 is linked to that one because Metcash management might have been unhappy about the outage, but I suspect, Sean, that they were even more unhappy about the reaction to their half-year results. Once share trading began again, Metcash closed down 9.2% for the day.
Ouch. The grocery wholesaler, best known for supplying IGA stores, posted a small increase in half-year revenue, but the big news, it lost more than $340 million in revenue in tobacco sales. That's because the illegal trade in cigarettes is so huge. The black market has hit Coles, it's hit Woolies, it's hit Viva Energy, Shell branded service stations, it's hit Ampol, now it's hit Metcash. The government has increased tobacco excise by more than 280% since 2013, pushing the cost of a 25 pack of cigarettes to about $50, $34 of which goes to the government. But people aren't buying from shops, they are buying from the black market.
Last one, story number 5. Global consultancy Accenture has taken corporate jargon to a whole new level, Sean. Its 800,000 staff have gone from employees to reinventors, and they're part of what the company now calls its reinvention services business.
And it wants to be clients' reinvention partner of choice. Now, that's the future, according to Chief Executive Julie Sweet. She was an inventor of Reinventor, as it applies to Accenture, back in June after the group united its strategy, consulting, creative technology and operation units into a signal business called Reinvention Services. I don't even know what I'm talking about. There's too much jargon in this. The consultancy wants to adapt to the explosion of AI, wants to advise companies on adopting the technology, according to a report in the FT. You might smirk, Michael, but Accenture aren't on their own. Remember Disney, their employees are Imagineers.
Oh, yeah.
Amazon's got Ninja Coders. It's spreading, Michael. It's spreading.
It is contagious. Who knows what we will end up as here at Fear and Greed, Sean. Something to, maybe we should look at that in a committee. It feels like it's...
Feeders.
Say feeders?
Yeah, feeders.
Well, you know what? We might need to workshop that one just a little bit longer. There we go. The top 5 business stories in 5 minutes. Thank you, Sean.
Thank you, Michael.
It's Tuesday, the 2nd of December, 2025. Remember to hit follow on the podcast. And if 5 minutes isn't enough, you can find our longer daily show called Fear and Greed, wherever you listen to podcasts. I'm Michael Thompson, and that was the Fast 5 Business News by Fear and Greed. Have a great day.